Well, hello there, and welcome to another episode of One Man and No Dog. No dog whatsoever. Poor little Toki. There's a little shrine to him behind me. Oh, he's gone. He's gone to foreign climes. He's left me. Toki has gone to Canada. All I have is this stupid stuffed dog. This is actually a lovely dog given to me by a wonderful lady called Debbie Warren. With that name, she should really have given me a rabbit, but no, she gave me a doggy once when we were on holiday in France, and it's a French dog. It's called Sandy, believe it or not, which is why she bought him from me. But it's been very useful now that Toki has deserted me for the good life, the retirement in Canada. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, that's not unusual for the show. But Toki was my little canine co-host who has been doing this show with me for the last 7 months. But sadly, he wasn't my dog. He was, in fact, my lodger's dog, Alabama. I know it's a very unusual name, but it's a lovely name. And Toki's an unusual name as well. Toki Warhorse is his full name, actually. He's named after a character from a video game, apparently. Because they name people and dogs after anything these days, don't they? Anyway, Alabama and Toki are now safely ensconced in a quarantine hotel, seriously. For 2 weeks in Canada. In fact, the only reason she can get into Canada is because she's Canadian. Her visa was running out, so she thought she better scoot back quickly before another lockdown came. That seemed slightly crazy 2 months ago before her visa ran out. Now it seems like incredibly sensible in retrospect. So anyway, well done, but I'm really missing both of them. And my little furry friend is not here, so it's just me for the minute. But as you can see on my PayPal little reminder underneath or above or to the side of the screen, I'm going to start saving for a little Romanian dog, because apparently they're very fashionable at the minute. Yes, good price, only £2,000 for a little Romanian farm puppy. Yes, they sneak them over, the mothers over from Romania. I was hearing on an investigative programme last week, they sneak over the mothers into the UK so that they give birth in the UK, so nobody knows they're Romanian puppies, and they charge you a fortune, and then you get a little Romanian puppy, and then they go back and take the mother and get it pregnant back in Romania again. Shocking, shocking. Anyway, I know there are tricks. I'm not going to be fooled by that. I'm just going to stick with a stuffed doggy maybe for the meantime. If you do feel like giving me a little PayPal tip, we'll see what we can afford. A very small chihuahua, I would imagine. Yeah, so it's very sad. It's just me this week, and I'm going to try and, I know that many of you tune in every week just to see Toki. Well, there he is. So you can keep watching. I've got a little candle. Light a little candle from some flowers. He's not dead though. He's okay. He's just gone forever. But never mind. There are other dogs in the world. There's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of dogs in the world. Who knows? Another pet. I'm going to start small. Next week I'm going to bring on a new character in the show, a goldfish. I know it doesn't sound very exciting at first, but you'd be amazed what you can teach these little guys or girls. I don't know, it's hard to tell. And I'm thinking of calling him Billy the fish, after is that Viz, Billy the fish again? Yeah, terribly rude but funny comic that I occasionally read. Now on to the show. We're going to get through the show without Toki by hook or by crook. As you can see, I'm my very own crook for the show. Yes. By the way, that was a theme from One Man and His Dog that I played there. I don't know if you appreciated that. Not non-One Man and His Dog viewers. I can't imagine why anybody would not have watched One Man and His Dog. It was one of the most riveting programmes on the TV when there was only 4 channels to watch. I must admit, even when there was only 4 channels to watch. No, 3, sorry, as a kid. I didn't watch it. But yes, fantastic series if you like that kind of thing. And herding sheep, amazing. I don't actually possess my own crook though. I borrowed this from my father, as I did most of these clothes. Yes. And I would never have my own crook. I've been pulled off stage so many times by one in the middle of a performance. It would be sacrilege to have my own crook in the house. This one is actually this one is my dad's, which I borrowed. He passed it out the window because I'm not allowed to go in the house at the minute. So he passed it out the window. Why didn't he pass it out the door, you might ask? That's a good question. I don't know. Anyway, it seemed like a sensible thing at the time, passing it through the window. But this is actually held together with sellotape in a typical Brechin family fashion. This crook is crook, as they say in Australia. That's crook. That's what they say if you're ill or something's broken. It's crook, mate. It's crook, mate. Yeah. So this crook is crook. Anyway, it's the best I could come up with at the short notice. But yeah, look at this. All this fantastic. I mean, cardigans. I don't even possess a cardigan. Wow, look at that. Fawn as well. Beautiful. Thanks, Dad. and the one of his many sleeveless jackets. He's got an infinite range of sleeveless jackets, which is very useful for my show. Right, I better do something else. That was a theme from One Man and His Dog. How about the theme from Lassie? Yes, now there's been many themes from Lassie over the years. A black and white one, which predates me even, because I was born in '69, but so I didn't recognise that. But I do recognise this one, which is the 1976 theme. By the way, there have been several more recent themes, which, if you're younger, you may recognise. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to bother to learn them because they sound too difficult, and I've never heard them before. Anyway, this one though. Oh, nice key change. Wow, what a fabulous dog Lassie was. She was a collie, wasn't she? Yes, Lassie. Lassie was a girl, wasn't she? Yes, otherwise she'd be called Laddie. Yes, of course she was. Lassie, I'm already having problems with this moustache, as you can see. It's as usual. As usual, the moustache falling off. I've actually got an emergency spare one here. It's the one I used for the photo last night. I thought it'd become a little bit unsticky, but I might have to rely on it later on. And if that all fails, we're back to, I can never get this right, yoo-hoo, the palindromic glue, the only glue that comes out the right way on this show. Very useful, yeah. Oh, by the way, when I was at my mum and dad's yesterday, outside my mum and dad's, to pick up this crook and this fine farming country ware, my father said, was I in need of any onions, which is very kind of him. And he's retired now, so he spends a lot of time in the garden. He's always been into gardening. I'm into gardening as well. But when I try and grow onions, they turn out like little tiny things. This is what my dad gave me. This is a real onion. No, I am not joking. Look at that. It is not a false prop. That is a real onion. And he explained to me that normally he would have used this onion, one of these giant onions, of which he's got many, every week for making his coleslaw for the local church lunch in the village that I come from, Kirkliston, where they still live. They do a church lunch every Tuesday, and you come along and pay a very small fee depending on what you eat. When I go there, it's quite a large fee actually, because I can eat quite a lot, and you get toasties and soup and all that. But he was going to make coleslaw. He makes coleslaw with one of these every week. So because I've not been able to hold it because of the virus, the church lunches for several months now, he's got a, what do you call that, a deluge, a surfeit of giant onions. So he gave one to me. So I am going to eat an entire village congregation's onion in one go by chopping it up and making French onion soup. And of course you've seen the French onion soup, the before and after. You've seen the after. This is the before, several months ago when I did the French episode. Anyway, just thought you'd like to see that giant onion. Oh, that reminds me. Brilliant song, Marvin Gaye. Whoops. The world. No, sorry. The world. It's just a great big onion. That's it. And pain and fear are the spices that make you cry. Oh yeah, it's coming back to me. Oh baby. And the only way to get rid of this great big onion is to chop it up and make French onion soup until it dies. Okay, that was even more awful than I guessed it might have been, but I can never remember the starting notes for these songs. It's so hard to be a singer. They make it look easy on stage. I've been playing with singers for years. I just twiddle away in the accordion. I've been playing with the same singer in several bands for like 20 years and still can't remember the first line even of a song. It's just I've just totally focused on the music part. It's just the way my brain works. It's really hard for me to remember lyrics, although I did end up being the singer in one of my own bands by accident when everybody else left. Oh God, speaking of leaving, it looks like this moustache is finally going to leave. Right, I'm going to swap it. Just have a little bit of drying around the subnasal area. Let's try the emergency moustache, it might be better. Ah, it feels better. Looks better as well. Looks more realistic. Yeah, so never really paid much attention to lyrics, even when I was the one singing them. But yeah, it's really hard to start on the right note if you're not a singer. So I am obviously not. Anyway, you get a special treat, you guys, because only you get to hear me sing all these fabulous songs. Now, I better play something proper, shouldn't I? This. Oh my God! What kind of doggy associated tune can I play? I was thinking, yes, well, the St. Bernard's Waltz. Woof, woof. Yes, I play this for the St. Bernard's Waltz for Kayleys, of course. Haven't played for a Kaylee for over 7 months. In fact, the very last gig I did was for a Kaylee in Stirling for a lovely young girl's 21st birthday party. That was the very last gig I did this year in March, early March. So, and I did play the St. Bernard's Waltz there. So here's a reminder of that wonderful time when we could all meet and dance and sing and share buffets. I think wearing blue plastic gloves. Right, the St. Bernard's Waltz. Ruff. Surprisingly nice. I think I managed to get through that without making any mistakes. This is very rare for me. Yes, the St. Bernard's Waltz. There's actually a B part to that. I think I've mentioned that before in the show, if anybody actually watched all the episodes and remembered anything I said. However, quite happy to repeat myself 7 months later, because I think that's okay. Not been too much repetition in the show, actually, certainly not with the costumes anyway. There seems to be an endless amount of silly things I can do. I never seem to run out of silly ideas. It's useful. I never thought that would come in useful, but it's something coming useful now, like all the hoarding I've done in the flat for all these costumes. This, by the way, this shirt, I mean, you wonder how many costumes can I keep in a tiny flat in Edinburgh? This shirt is the same shirt that I was wearing open neck with short sleeves, but you can't see that under the cardigan, as Hannibal Smith from the 18 in that episode ages ago. Yeah, I just recycle stuff, you see. You can just be clever and use the same costumes, turn them upside down, turn them inside out, wear a tie, don't wear a tie, wear a tash, wear some false eyebrows. It's amazing what you can do. It's like I've rediscovered the art of Sherlock Holmes. That was a great episode, by the way, the outdoor Sherlock Holmes episode a couple of months ago. We've got another outdoor one coming up next week, actually, for Halloween, well, the day after Halloween. And I'm going to give it away a little bit. Never normally give away, but it's going to be Birkin hair. Yeah, and I hope it's not going to be pouring rain, because we're going to be skipping around the Royal Mile doing Birkin hair things. Body snatching, yes, a nice bit of body snatching for Halloween. Birkin hair, and I'm hoping that I'll be Burke. I'm not sure I should be the Burke, actually. Usually I'm the Burke. I don't want to be the Burke for change. Anyway, I probably will be the Burke. And I'm hoping my hair will not let me down. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Threatening if it's raining not to turn up. Anyway, there'll be some other surprise guests as well, so watch out for that one next week. Working here, do their dirty business in the underpasses of Edinburgh. The closest. Dragging bodies. Who will be the body? Who will be a suitable body to be dragged around? I know, I haven't actually invited all the bodies yet, but we'll find some people who are willing to be dead for the show. People that are really uninteresting and don't move very much would be good for that. Right, what was I going to do? Oh yes, here's another song for you. This is really scraping the bottom of the barrel. There's not that many doggy songs. Well, it's pop songs, but I don't have time to learn them. but this one was easy. And so since I don't have a real dog this week, I'm gonna milk this and give you this one to just pad it out, fill in some time. It's called One Man Went to Mow, and it's got 1,000 verses. So here we go. I'll see you in 20 minutes. One man went to mow, went to mow. Oh, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Oh my God, there's me missing a dog and suddenly I get a frog. Excuse me. Dear, oh dear. That's another thing that happens to singers. Oh dear. One man went to mow a meadow. One man and his dog went to mow a meadow. Two men went to mow a meadow. Two men, one man and his dog went to mow a meadow. Time for a key change. Three men went to mow. That was the wrong key. Three men went to mow a meadow. Two men, one man and his dog went to mow a meadow. Four men went to mow a meadow. Four men, three men, two men, one man and his dog went to mow a meadow. It's so boring. Time for another key change. Five men went to mow a meadow. Five men, four men, three men, two men, one man and his dog went to mow a meadow. We've only got another 95 to go. Oh no, we better leave it there. Yeah, okay, that was rubbish. At least I managed to sing that one in the right key. Now, what else was I going to do? I was going to tell you about something very exciting coming up, which is another song. But before that, I'm going to actually play you a proper tune. This is a tune I haven't played for years. It's one I wrote. It's called the Formula One Chocolate Racer, and it's the story behind it is as silly as the name of the tune. Yes, the Formula One Chocolate Racer, because what happened years ago, some chocolatier in France, some big chocolatier was asked to make a full-size replica Formula One racing car entirely out of chocolate, which they successfully did for a big exhibition that was being held in London, sponsored by Motor Racing. And so they made this amazing full-size Formula One car out of chocolate and sent it over in the back of a lorry across the English Channel. But unfortunately, this was before the Channel Tunnel was built, and there was very bad weather on the crossing in the boat, and the car came loose and it got knocked about. And when they opened up the back of the lorry at the exhibition in London, you find out it looked like it had been wrapped around a chocolate lamppost. It was all destroyed in bits. So I thought this was a funny story, and I wrote a tune called the Formula One Chocolate Racer. It's quite a cool tune, and that's followed by a tune which I've never played after it before in my life, but I thought it might go well together, called Hall's Reel. So here we go, let's give it a go. First time for everything, eh? Surprisingly successful. Yes, I used to play the Formula 1 chocolate racer in the band Burach, which means a mess in Gaelic. It wasn't, no, it was very tight, and it was some great fun travelling all over the world with Burach actually. Amazing the countries we ended up in. Now, I've got another little song for you which is going to involve this toy stuffed dog, and it is very appropriate. How much is that doggy in the window? Except we're going to put a little Star Wars turn on it, because if you remember Toki's big show last week, his big finale was Star Wars, which I love. And so I've changed the words a little bit. So what we're going to do is bring over the doggy, a stuffed doggy. This is the Toki substitute. Oh no, it's too small. Can't see him. Anyway, we're going to put this Darth Vader mask on him. It's a little bit big. But we don't have to worry about strangling this dog like I used to have to worry about with Toki. There he is. There we have a little imitation of Darth Doggy again. That was Toki's role last week. Oh god, that's not going to stay there, is it? There we go. Darth Doggy. And I will play once again the role of Darth Vader. Now I know that you could hear me. I could only by watching last week's show back could I realise that you could actually hear me with this mask on. I could have kept it on all the time and protected you from this scary face, but I'm going to put it back on for this song. Here we go. How much is Darth Doggy in the window? So this is from the point of view of Darth Vader. He's about to go on a little trip and he wants to protect his emperor by buying him a pet doggy. Oh god, I can't read it. How much is Darth Doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is Darth Doggy in the window? I do hope Darth Doggy's for sale. I must take a trip to Tatooine and leave my poor emperor alone. If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome, and Darth Doggy will have a good home. Going surprisingly well, considering looking out of Darth Vader's eyes is actually like looking through the bottom of two bottoms. It's like looking through two bottoms, you know, like looking through the bottom of two bottles. Okay, onwards with verse 3. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the wobbly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. I read in the newsfeed there are rebels with lightsabers that shine in the dark. Yeah, Kruger lightsaber. Give me the lightsaber any day. My emperor needs a doggy to protect him and scare them away with a bark. Woof woof. I don't want a bunny or a kitty. I don't want a parrot that talks. I don't want a bowl of fishies. And you can't take a sandcrawler for a walk. Altogether, how much is Darth Doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is Darth Doggy in the window? I do hope Darth Doggy's for sale. My God, I forgot how hot it was in there. Amazingly, the moustache stayed on. Look at this guy. I forgot to bring out this guy last week. This is a little soft toy stormtrooper. Yeah! Very cuddly. I actually sleep with a stormtrooper every night, believe it or not. My son gave it for Christmas last year. So just thought I'd show you. Yeah, it's not quite the same with it. Toki, it's not quite the same. Putting on, you still dress up this doggy. There's this little Admiral Nelson costume. It's just not the same though, is it? No. We've even got his empty Ewok costume from last week. It's just like an empty little costume. More doggy to fill it. Never mind. Let's not get bogged down in Toki. You go in. Now, I was supposed to have a special guest at the window, but looking out the window, I can see that he hasn't actually turned up. So, oh well, maybe next week. Never mind. Probably wasn't going to be that good anyway. Here's another tune I wrote that I haven't played for years. I actually forgot I even wrote this tune. It's a tune called The Nippy Sweetie, and it was written for my friend who some of you know, and many of you have seen. In the Italian episode, he was the guest at the window, the Don at the window. Peter Brady. Horrible little man, really, but one of my best friends. And he is quite nippy, so it's named for him, Nippy Sweetie. But he also made once a fantastic jelly with chili in it, chili peppers, which was really spicy and sweet at the same time. This was years ago, back before you get chili and everything nowadays, chili chocolate and that. This is before you ever saw anything like that. So very original. I was most impressed that I used the recipe myself in a cookbook that the Celtic Connections were bringing out years ago, the concert series in Glasgow. And this is the tune. It's called the Nippy Sweet. I haven't actually played this for about 20 years, so. Nippy Sweetie. Woo! Don't actually have enough notes in this accordion for that either, but yeah, it didn't stop me playing it. I'm sure you didn't notice half the notes were missing. I see from my view out the window in the mirror that my special guest has indeed arrived. This is very exciting. I'll just let him get unpacked before I introduce him to you. I thought he'd forgotten about it, but no, he is there. The show is saved. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a pet with him, as some of my guests have, but that's because he doesn't own a pet. So that's okay, we'll let him off with that. But I must try and get somebody with a pet for next week, maybe. Oh no, wait, next week's our outside podcast. We've got dead bodies instead. That'll be much more interesting than pets. Well, I'll play a small slow air while he's getting unpacked there. This is called Innisfree. I think I've played this before, but it's very nice. He's at the window. Let's see who is actually there. Who's at the square window this week? We shall find out. Now, I suspect this may be another colleague of mine, a friend, a young man. Oh, who is this masked marauder?
Hello, Mr. Brechin.
I recognise that voice. It's my good friend, Mr. Ian Willis.
Have you seen my cows?
You can. I'm not sure. I want to see your cows.
I was following a trail of their leavings, and it just sort of came to your door.
Well, that's funny. They're probably in my freezer right now. They're inspecting the inside of my freezer. They may not be out for a long time.
Well, I do owe you one heifer.
That reminds me of my teaching job, which used to be up in Brockton, but it's now from my living room, like all my other jobs. But the cows are allowed to walk around free in Brockton, although they were banned for 10 years, but now they're back allowed to wander around the streets again.
Yes, I thought you were trying to do one of your mad experiments again and breed sheep with cows.
No,
have a keep so you could have a new woolly jumper and steak while you waited.
No, I haven't. Very nice to see you. I haven't seen you in the flesh, as it were, for quite a while. What have you been up to?
Mostly avoiding students and improving my sidestep at rugby. Yeah.
Well done. Yes, avoiding contact with these students is very difficult in Edinburgh, isn't it? They're everywhere.
Yeah.
As soon as you see somebody slightly eccentrically dressed, apart from myself, of course, I tend to avoid them.
Yes, me too.
I'm surprised more people don't avoid me. Actually, thinking I'm some kind of mature student. Yes. Anyway, I apologise for the state of this moustache, and as you can see, it's only hanging on by a thread, but. Ian has actually Ian's got a full goatee under there, but we can't see it because he's masked up for his own protection. That is getting very long, actually. I think that's the longest I've seen your goatee.
Indeed.
Anyway, what are you doing here, sir? I'm going to move the camera to this hand because I may need to play my accordion left hand, and so I can't play the right hand on its own. You see, otherwise there's nothing to pull the bellows in and out. So, what are you going to do for us?
I think I'm going to do a wee sonnet.
Fantastic.
Wee bothy ballad from Kincardineshire.
From Kincardineshire, that's brilliant, just over the water. I forgot I can't play the right hand for the intro that we discussed on the phone earlier.
Never mind. Say, come a ye Kincardine lads, come a while with me. We'll gang down to Sandy still and tack the barley.
Hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o.
Sunday ladies of Dreamer, raid the break of day. Sing laddie lassie, guard yourself, gauges are on the way.
Hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o.
The gaugers they came to the house, they ran richt up the stair, searched the room, a wrecked the room, we found the bottles there. We
hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o. Whoa, is that the third verse?
Doesn't matter, keep going.
Instrumental. Back to Ian Willis.
They pulled the covers off the bed, threw them
Seamless.
on the flare. Spits the room a right around, but found the bottles there. We
hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o.
now Sandy Brechin made it still, he made it round the back, so it would stand a wee.
It's a lie, I tell you.
Make the doubles track. We
hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o,
hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o,
hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o, hi dum-a-doo-dum-a-da-dee-o. Wow, that's fantastic, Ian. Thank you. Sorry about the uncertainty over there about my instrumental break, but that's what happens when you have to be your own cameraman and your own sound technician.
Excellent.
And work the old steam-powered accordion. I forgot to say, my name this week is Ted Grimbleweed. I forgot about that.
Ted Grimbleweed.
Yeah, would you like to make a funny name up for yourself today? You've got nothing better to do. You could be the Blue Mask, the new superhero.
The Blue Mask.
The masked goatee. The masked goatee. Ah, sounds like a super goat. A super goat.
Super goat. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Ian. That was very,
you're welcome.
very kind of you.
Listen, I better go and see where these cows have gone.
Yes,
you know,
go chase
these students, out and about, leaving gates and fields at the south side open. It's a shock.
Ah, the students. Everything needs to be blamed on the students, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah.
We did when we were students.
Yeah. we would never leave a gate open as a student.
No, we didn't get blamed for anything.
Ian, thank you so much. Stick around and we'll have a little coffee in 10 minutes when I'm finished this dreadful show.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Bye. Oh, that was Ian Willis there. He is a new guest on the show. Ian normally comes up to the Ensign Ewart, the pub at the top of the Royal Mile. It's owned by a nice chap called Rory, who kindly booked us to play every Sunday night until early March, when everything came crashing around our ears, and we've never been back there since. I hope that one day we will get back there, but of course the licence trade is in dire straits at the minute with the virus, so we'll just have to see. Anyway, before that, I've been playing at the Inside Europe, and Ian's been coming up off and on for 25 years, believe it or not. Yeah, sitting in the same seat. It's actually an indent where my butt cheeks go. Fits perfectly. It's like a memory foam before memory foam was even invented. Wonderful. Anyway, I hope we get back there maybe next year. Thank you, Ian Willis. He comes up and sings. He normally sings another song called the what's that one? The lads of Accordion lad. The other one is the God, I've forgotten the name of it. I think I've deleted it from my memory. Anyway, we all join along with his Buffy ballads. It's one or the other. They sound very similar. Right, we've only got 7 minutes left, and I thought about one other dog-themed tune, which is Donald Willie and his dog. You don't want to get that the wrong way around. I've played this before, and I said that it's very easy to make a terrible mistake and say Donald Doggy and his Willie. No, I never said that. Donald Willie and his doggy, his dog. Anyway, 398, which is slightly unusual. Here it is. Zoom out. Zoom in. Zoom in's not quite so quick. tune after Donald Willie and his dog was Dinny O'Keefe's, an Irish tune. Dinny play that O'Keefe one again. I only played it twice. I forgot to play last week. I'd learned all these other Star Wars themes. Well, I kind of knew the Star Wars theme tune. I thought I knew it. Yeah. Anyway, I'd actually learned the Force theme tune. The Force is its own theme tune, which is brilliant. And I forgot to play it last week because I got so carried away with lightsabers and smoke and little Ewok doggies and stuff. So I'm going to play it for you now, even though it's got nothing to do with this show. Well, I suppose we did the Darth, as much as Darth Doggy in the window, didn't we? Theme tune. I can't believe that. Use the Force to hold your moustache on, young Jedi. I'll give you it once more. See if I can play it right this time. That's it. That's as good as it's going to get, I think. Well, the Force was absolutely useless for holding that on. You know what? Now that I've got two, what did I do with another one? Oh yeah, I've got two. Maybe I shall try them as eyebrows instead. What was the Chancellor's name that had the really dark eyebrows and the grey hair? That's who I look like now. Oh, now I look a little bit like an Ewok. That's cool. Okay, we've only got, mercifully, 2 minutes to go. And I'm going to finish off with a wee set, well maybe just one tune. It's a little jig. Oh god, how annoying. I guess it's a little jig. Called Charlie Hunter. Stayed on. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, if you've managed to stay through a whole show without the entertaining little doggy, may he live in peace in Canada. And thank you. Watch again next week, maybe. I will have other strange characters, no pets I'm afraid, but we'll gradually reintroduce gently some animals into the show. Thank you so much, and keep safe. See you next time. Oh God, it's just not the same without the little doggy. What am I going to do without him? This stuffed dog is useless. Oh God, not again.